In this video, we're going to talk about using the Hindenburg publish to Libsyn capability coupled with the Libsyn Publisher Hub in WordPress to help streamline and automate the process of publishing a podcast to Libsyn and then actually pointing that toward a WordPress post so that we can continue building our own brand on WordPress while also using the capabilities of Libsyn. If you've never done this before, it's actually pretty straightforward. I'm going to run you through the process and show you what I do. And while I do that, we're going to show you some of the things that happen kind of by default in Libsyn, the way I have it set up, and then how I use the Libsyn Publishing Hub or Libsyn Publisher Hub to streamline that. So in front of me, I have a session that's all ready to go. This is ready to be published. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the publish button right here. And as you can see, I've got a number of destinations already set up for shows that I edit as well as my own show. And I'm also going to show you, I do already have the metadata or the ID3 data populated for this particular episode to be published. So I've got the title, the subtitle, all of this is already ready to go. So when I hit publish, this is going to be populated automatically. And then the way I have Libsyn set up, it's going to pull information from that ID3, the ID3 information here to begin populating some of the information in Libsyn. If you've never set up a destination before, you can do that by clicking the plus sign right here and then set up the publishing destination that you want. In this case, I've already got one that's ready to go. That would be this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and check that, and I'll show you what I've got set up. So it's got a name. I've got the file format set up and ready to go, and everything's ready right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit publish, pause the recording, and then we'll hop over to Libsyn, and I'll show you what happened there. Be back in just a few seconds. So now we're logged into the Libsyn account, and as you can see, I'm set up right here in the content scheduled for future release. One of the things I forgot to show you when we were in Hindenburg is there is a little checkbox in the publishing that allows you to publish it as a draft. I did not have that checked, but I did have it set to schedule and publish in a future date. So rather than showing up in drafts or unreleased media or any of those places, it's content that's scheduled for future release. I'm going to quickly walk you through what's already there. We're not going to change anything. I just want to show you how it came across. So I'm going to hit the edit button, and you'll see that we have the file is already there. And if we go to details, you'll see that it's already pulled the title and the subtitle, the description, all of that information. I do want to point out that it defaults to the master media file URL. We're going to change that, but not here. And then it does not pull, Libsyn doesn't pull the iTunes optimization information from the ID3 tags. We're also not going to edit that here. We're going to edit that in WordPress when we get there. If we go to artwork, we'll see that it's populated the artwork. The social is not populated, and then it is already pre-scheduled. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to make any changes here. But that's just kind of what we have going on. And let's see, we'll go back to our scheduled for release so we can come back to that in a couple of seconds. So here I am in the WordPress website. If you've ever scheduled a podcast that has an attached WordPress post, typically what you'll do is go up here and hit new post. We're actually not going to do that. Because we have the Libsyn Publisher Hub, we're going to go here and select content. It's going to bring us up the content window. And when that comes up, you'll see I've also got previously published. And this is the one that we're scheduling now. So if I click on that, you'll see it's going to pull the information that already exists in Libsyn, the title, the subtitle. None of this iTunes information or Apple Podcasts really information is populated. We do have it scheduled to be released on May 21st. So we've got all that ready to go. Everything's ready right here. So we're going to hit edit episode. And when we do that, it's automatically going to create a new post for us in WordPress, and it's going to pull the information across that was already populated in Libsyn. So we've got the title right here, then we've got the description right here. There are a couple of changes that I want to make to this. Okay, so you can see that I've finished editing the podcast episode right here. I need to assign it a category. In this show, it's going to be podcast, and then I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. So I've got my post ready to go here. Let's go through the Libsyn Publisher Hub settings. So I've got my Libsyn players already set. I'm not going to mess with that. I don't want to change the release date, but I do want this to post the Libsyn episode. And what that's going to do is allow this to change the permalink that we talked about, as well as update the iTunes tags. So I'm going to pull up the iTunes optimization tags. This is episode number 157. I'm sorry, 161, and it's season number 1. This episode is a full episode, and then I'm going to copy and paste the description information, just the teaser description. The iTunes, or the episode title, I'm going to want to pull the episode title without the episode number, and then I'm going to put in the episode author. So now we've got all of the information that we want to update for the Apple-specific information. I'm not going to allow Libsyn to update the ID3 tags because I want that to stay as it is. And now we're pretty much ready to go. We've updated this information. We have selected the category. We need to select the publication date, which in this case is going to be May 21st. And we're going to set that for 1 o'clock a.m. because that's when this one goes out. So that's ready to go. We'll take a quick look at the post just to make sure that everything looks good before we schedule that. When this preview comes up, we'll see the embedded Libsyn player. So we've got the player, we've got our description with the hyperlinks that we put in. Everything's ready to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit schedule. And once that's scheduled, we're going to go back and take a look at the links and everything that's in Libsyn to see what happened. Hop back over to Libsyn. I'm just going to take a look at the links. The important one right here is this permalink. This used to point to the file for download. Now it's pointing to this WordPress post that we've just created. All of our links are ready to go. Everything's ready to go. And it's not updated anything. Our time for release is all still the same. So everything's good to go from this perspective. Just as a note, I wouldn't typically be logging into the Libsyn thing to check everything before I went and made the changes to the WordPress post using the Libsyn Publisher Hub. I just did that to kind of show you what that was. But this is a way that you can really streamline your process. So you publish it straight from Hindenburg into Libsyn, allow Libsyn to pull in that information, then bring that into WordPress and allow WordPress to make the additional changes, point everything back to that WordPress post for SEO purposes, and you're good to go. If you found this valuable, or you know somebody who might find this valuable, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and that you would go ahead and share that with whoever you think might find value in this. If you know somebody that's using Libsyn that might benefit from this, share that with them. And if you're a Hindenburg user and you'd like to connect with other people who also use and enjoy Hindenburg, visit hindyusers.com. We have a Facebook group that has about 250 or so people right now who all use Hindenburg, and wide variety of experience, everything from brand new to people that have been using it for many years now. And it's a great place to learn and grow and share what you know, and also learn from others. That's hindyusers.com. Love to see you there. If you have any questions, or if there's something about Hindenburg that you'd like to know more about, you can always send that to me. Just visit toptieraudio.com and send me an email. I'd be glad to hear from you, answer any questions that I can, make any videos that might help you. I'd really appreciate hearing from you. Until next time, enjoy Hindenburg and make some great sounding podcasts.